Your Honor, it's case number 569236.
5-6. What is it?
It's the first page of it.
236. It's the very first one, Judge, on the first page.
Oh. Difficult. All right. The court will call case number 569-236, State of Texas versus Kevin Triplett. This is a motion to revoke probation. What says the state of defense?
Thomas Lane for Kevin Triplett, present judge.
Catherine Pollard for the state judge. On this one, we're withdrawing the motion. We're just extending.
Extending the probation?
Yes, Judge, for 1 year.
That's correct, Judge. And I believe also there's an agreement to remove the scram device, which is currently assessed, and instead order an ignition interlock now that Mr. Triplett has a vehicle.
That's correct, Judge.
And for what length of time?
6 months.
All right. Then the court approves the agreement. We'll await the documents that I will sign. Extending, first of all, the motion to withdraw the motion to revoke probation is granted. The motion to extend the probation for 1 year, and during that year, 6 months of it, Mr. Triplett will have ignition interlock instead of scram. Of course, Mr. Triplett, just so you're aware, that's always subject to your doing what you're supposed to, because you can be put back on scram if the court is given a motion and the evidence that would support that. But for right now, your ignition interlock no longer, scram will be removed. Any questions, Mr. Triplett?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Mr. Lane?
I understand.
No, I think we're good, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, Ms. State, any question?
Nothing further from the state
All right.
judge.
Very good. Then on this matter, Mr. Lane, Mr. Triplett, y'all are excused. Y'all be safe.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
I'm sorry,
Thank you.
Your Honor. I'll give the scram removal and a copy of the amended conditions to Mr. Triplett once I get that signed. And Mr. Triplett, I have your email and your home number, your cell phone number, so I'll call you.
And Ms. Luna, if very briefly, could I meet with you in a breakout room?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did we hear from Larry Meadows?
Okay. And Ms. Lynn, I just want you to know that I'd signed it and sent it back to you, I believe.
I received it. Thank you.
Take it, we have not heard from Larry Meadows. All right. Have we heard from Adam Cobbs?
Good morning, Judge. Sorry for my tardiness. I just finished district court in Frio County. Judge, I've got 2 clients on your docket this morning. One is Ignacio Rosas. He does have a felony pending, which has now been indicted. I don't recall the court date, but I was going to ask that in your case be reset while the felony is pending on Mr. Rosas. And then I've got another young lady, Chastity Gomez, who I sent the link to for the Zoom. She texted me this morning thinking that she still needed to appear in court. So I don't know if she's in the waiting room, I don't see her, or if she is actually in court.
She's in the courtroom.
Okay, is that Chastity there? Okay. Judge, if my memory serves me on hers, she did at one point have a felony pending. That's been resolved. And so I believe the only thing that is remaining is this case.
When you say this case, help me out here. Which one are you talking about?
Well, the case that's in County Court 5, Judge, and let me grab that file. It should be a resisting arrest, Your Honor.
On Chastity Gomez?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes, I have that. She is charged with resisting arrest.
May
But
I get a breakout? I was going to ask for a breakout room with the prosecutor to discuss that case.
Ms. Morgan? Is Ms. Morgan available?
Judge, she's on the phone right now. I can take it.
All right, Ms. Pollard. Mr. Cobbs, you will be in
The
breakout
breakout room
with Catherine Pollard.
And Your Honor, in regards to Mr. Rosas, since his felony is pending, may he be reset, please?
Yes, sir. It's going to reset him 60 days since he's got a felony pending.
I appreciate it. May he be excused as well on that.
He is excused.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Which case is that? Case number?
I think he left, Your Honor.
Pardon me? He's
Adam
conferring.
left.
Yeah, he's conferring on
Okay.
the other case on Chastity Gomez. Mr. Rosas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're excused. You're through for today because your case is reset for 60 days because you have a felony pending.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
And Judge Jerry Kagan, if I can speak to the prosecutor again.
Kagan. Which case we talking about?
You can go back in the same room, Jerry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Who is asking to approach?
This is Attorney Ricardo Briones.
Yeah, Ricardo.
We were in a conference room.
Uh-huh.
For my client, Mr. Danny Joe Hernandez, Anderson,
Give me a case number so I can find it on my docket.
659-373.
I got it.
We're requesting a 60-day reset regarding the blood work. The state said that that's what they needed to get it to us.
Blood discovery, 60 days. Reset.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're quite welcome.
May I be excused with my client?
Mr. Briones, yes, sir. When you have a chance, I need to talk to you.
I can talk now, Your Honor, or do you want to give me?
No, I need to call me in the afternoon late.
I'll
Judge,
call you
was
in the
that
have a
30
chance.
days?
I'm sorry, Nicole?
Was that 30 days? I'm sorry.
It was 60 days.
60 days. Okay. We're done.
60-day reset, blood issues. Did we ever get O'Brien back on
Yes, I
Aviles?
called him. I called him and he was on another Zoom, but he said he'll be down in a minute.
All right. In a minute, okay.
Yep. Caitlin,
Yes, ma'am.
can you meet with Jerry Kagan?
Yes. Also, just real quick, Mr. Garcia, were you waiting to speak to me again?
You're on mute, Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can meet with you. Nicole, let me break out into a room with him real quickly before I go.
Okay, yeah. You can go. Is he already assigned to a room? No, I'll put him back in another one.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And it's a very short note. It just says.
Jim Roundtree and Derek Ritchie, neither one have we heard from?
No, Judge.
Adam Cobbs is conferring, I believe.
Yes,
Jerry Kagan, I think, is conferring, right?
yes. Judge Ndidi is here today. She got here already.
Did we ever hear from William Chumley?
No,
All right, that's failure to appear. Well, no. His client is in jail. Chumley is not, just didn't show.
right.
We're just gonna sit around, we'll take a 10-minute break. Make it 11, we'll be back at 11:05, okay?
Okay. County Court Admin.
Hello, my son.
Schedule maintenance on.
And have them check the brakes. When you're coming down off of the highway speed. So a little moderation. And ask them to, hey, ask for a loader, a RAV4 or a Highlander. They'll do that. Considering. I'm already receiving.
Judge, this is Adam Cobbs. I've got an announcement on Chastity Gomez when the court's available.
Took a break, so he'll be back in about 10 minutes or so.
Okay, do you want me to hang tight, log back in, or tell you the announcement, or what do you recommend?
Well,
I guess Nicole is out as well.
pardon me?
Is Nicole out of pocket as well?
Yes, they're both taking a break, just, a regular break. And I don't know if any action needs to be taken or if you want to just send a chat to Nicole, or it's kind of up to you.
That's fine. Let me go check in with another court real quick and I'll log back in.
Okay, thank you.
Cool, thanks.
Kayleen, I'll be right back, okay, in case somebody asks for me.
Sure, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, can you punch above case number for me? 650960, Frank Imperial. He's got a warrant, but we're not sure if it's the pretrial bond that went off his office.
What was that, Jerry? I'm sorry.
I think he's talking to someone in his office.
Oh, okay.
What do we got, folks? Anything? Any
Judge,
reports?
this is Adam Cobbs. I've got an announcement.
All right, sir. Case number?
Let me get it. Looks like 651339.
There we go. What you got?
Chastity Gomez. Her felony was dismissed, and so this resisting is remaining. Catherine has conveyed an offer to me that I would like to get a 2-week recess so I can convey that and talk to Chastity about that offer and see what she would like to do.
Recall 2 weeks. Very
And
good.
Judge, I appreciate that, Your Honor. She's in the courtroom. I assume she can hear us. If she can, Chastity, may she be excused, Your Honor?
Ms. Gomez, Chastity Gomez?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Your attorney has done some work for you and you are now excused. You're going to come back in 2 weeks. He'll be in touch with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Chastity,
Take care.
call me this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused as well?
You are excused. Take care. Stay safe.
Judge, I'm sorry, I missed that right now. Was that just a regular reset?
To just, well, yeah, but recall it in 2 weeks.
Recall it in 2 weeks?
Yes.
She wants to know you can give her the date because she doesn't have a phone right now. Give her a court date.
Today is the 9th, right? So it'd be the 23rd.
The 23rd is on, wait, let me see, hold on. The 23rd falls on the week that it's blocked out, Judge.
Huh?
So I'm kind of limited already for 2 weeks setting. I'm already full all the way.
Okay, well, what, make it 3 weeks. What you got?
For a 3 week, I have,
The 30th.
I can do the first of, hold on, let's see here. I can do October the 1st.
Mr. Cobbs.
He already got off.
Okay, well, let him know. Ma'am, Chastity, you're going to be back on October the 1st.
Yes, sir. Loud enough so he can hear you. Yes, sir.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Nicole, let Mr. Cobbs know that it is going to be October 1.
Yes, I usually send him a reset by email.
Okay. Now, we have not heard from Tim Roundtree or Derek Ritchie,
No, we have not.
and neither one of the clients is here. So as of right now, their failure to appear is both of them. And we also have Jerry Kagan. Well, he's conferring, right?
Yes, Judge, we're working on a plea. We're working on paperwork. I was just going to interrupt. I don't know if there's more than one Nicole. I sent my client's email address to Nicole, but I'm not sure if that was Nicole Madrano or not.
Oh, yes, that's me.
Okay.
Is it the Frank Imperial 13 one?
Yes.
I
You're
need
the
to
best.
paperwork.
You're on top of things.
And Nicole, can you forward me that email address as well?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I will sit patiently and stop interrupting.
We have still missing Larry Meadows, right? And Brian O'Donnell.
He should be coming. There
Larry
he is.
Meadows has 2 cases.
If I may, Judge, I have Miss Aranda Aviles. She's present in court. She arrived in person, but she was a little late. I have interviewed her in the hallway, and I'd be asking for a reset. I checked in, so far there are no videos in the e-discovery system.
How much time do you need, Brian?
I would ask for 30 days, Your Honor.
You have 30-day reset, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. My other client has not contacted me, and that would be, I forget the name, Alexandra McIntyre. And I have had no contact with her, Judge, for a very long time, since October of 2020.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I think I've shown her as a failure to appear, but I'll see. Larry Meadows, Tim Roundtree, Derek, I'm sorry, Mr. O'Donnell, you're excused.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Larry Meadows has 2 cases he is absent on. His client, and both of them, his clients are not here either. We have anything else? Or we have Mr. Imperial? Where's your attorney, Mr. Imperial?
His attorney, Your Honor, is Jerry Kagan.
And where is Jerry? Is he conferring?
I'm
Your
here,
Honor.
Judge. We're starting the paperwork and we're waiting for some more to come in. And they just came in. We should be ready in about 5 minutes.
Okay, Jerry, you should have gotten mine too. Kaylin, did you get the email?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
That's me. You called me? You called me? What? Who? Oh, yeah. I already talked to her. Thank you, man.
Castillo. No, that was the last one. Like what, somebody coming in? No, I usually don't ever. Yeah. Not unless they're coming in. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. All right, good, thank you. Bye-bye.
Nicole, I'm gonna warm up my coffee real quick.
You got anything going?
I'm ready as soon as the court's ready, Judge. I don't know if they have all the paperwork yet.
It's all sent out. You already signed it all? Jerry?
Yeah, I already signed my end and I spoke to him, so I assume he's signing on his end. Let me call him on my other phone.
Yeah, I'm
That's,
still
I
waiting
have
for
the
him to sign
paperwork
mine.
signed.
Okay. Do you need anything else from me?
Yeah, Judge, you should have yours. It should already be with you, Judge.
It's not, but I don't know what I need to do with this damn thing. I need to close down the computer completely and reopen it. And look for it.
Judge, have you checked your Adobe?
Finally got him up again.
You what?
I finally got it here.
Okay.
Is Mr. Imperial a citizen?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Yes, he is, Judge.
All right. John Longoria. Hey, Judge, how are you? Yeah, no problem. I was calling about the committee on reviewing this, what is it? Jarvis? Yeah, okay. Uh, Yeah. The top, yeah, real good. I got you. Real good. You wanted me and two others? Yeah, that's good. I sent out, my request is Merit Roman and Carlo Key and myself. And right away, I got a response from Uzumba saying, hey, I've been on there since 2019. I finally got everything. Nicole?
Okay, Your Honor, we're ready to go.
All right. Mr. Kagan, you ready?
Yes, Judge.
All right, at this time, the court calls case number 650960, State versus Frank Imperial. Are you Frank Imperial?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Would you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Mr. Imperial, before we go any further, I need to ask to make clear on the record, which is being prepared by Ms. Kayleen Rivera, my court reporter, that you have certain constitutional rights and protections. The first one is the right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything, make any statement. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to submit written paperwork that has your signature, especially papers wherein you may admit or confess to wrongdoing. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to a jury trial. You and your attorney and the state's attorneys could select 6 people from a pool of citizens that would act as jurors. They would hear the entire case, testimony, evidence, whatever, and then decide whether you have been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt or whether you're not guilty. That's called the right to a jury trial. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
If you go to trial, there'll be people come in and testify. You'd have the right to confront any witness. That is, you can question, cross-examine, or challenge the witness. You understand you have that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also have the right to appeal. That is something of a technical right that is in the application. You'd have to use the right paperwork. You'd have to be mindful of the time limits, and you would be able to demand that a higher court review the entire evidence and official record in this case. That's called the right to appeal. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also have the right to a open proceeding in a public courtroom. That is a requirement by law. However, if you want to proceed today, you can relinquish that right because of the COVID pandemic. We're not doing that. So if you consent to this video conference, which is what we're doing right now, then we can proceed. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Now you have reviewed some written documents with your attorney. Did you review them with your attorney and understand what they meant?
Yes, sir.
Did you have any questions that are not answered?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Kagan, well, Mr. Imperial, did you in fact sign a document that's called a consent to video conference?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Kagan, are you satisfied that Mr. Imperial has reviewed these documents and understands them?
I am, Your Honor. As the paperwork was going through, I was speaking to Mr. Villarreal on my cell phone, explaining everything to him.
We're talking about Mr. Imperial, aren't we?
Yes.
All right. How do you get Villarreal on there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think that was just
okay. Mispronunciation. Fine. Because it is Caballero, Imperial Caballero.
Yes.
You are that one and the same person, Frank Imperial Caballero, the same as Frank Imperial?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Kagan, you have signed a document that acknowledges that the state has complied with Article 39.14 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure on discovery. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Imperial, you've also signed a document that is a little more complex or a little more detailed. It's called the Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. This document includes a significant discussion about your protections and rights that I mentioned a while ago on the record, but this is now in writing. Did you review that carefully with Mr. Kagan?
Yes, sir.
And do you have any questions about this document?
No, sir.
And you did sign it?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Now, among the things that I want to remind you of is that it tells you in there that the agreement that you have reached with the state is not binding on this court. The judge in this court has the right and authority, the responsibility to accept your deal or reject it. I also have the authority and responsibility of deciding your punishment, and I can give you any punishment in the range of punishment for the offense that you're going to plead in, even if I give you a punishment that's greater than what you've agreed to. If I reject your deal, or if I give you a punishment that's heavier than what you agreed to, then in either case, the law would allow you to start all over again, and nothing that you've said or anything that you've signed would be used against you. Is that understood?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Now, you have reached an agreement with the state, is that correct?
Yes, we have, Judge.
All right. State, tell me for the record, what is the agreement?
I don't know if it's just my audio, Judge.
I
Were
say,
you
tell me what the agreement
speaking?
is between the state and Mr. Imperial.
Yes, Judge. The agreement is a $500 fine plus court costs, 12 months deferred, the DWI education, the victim impact panel live, TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term, and 48 community service hours.
All right. Before I go further, let's talk about deferred adjudication, Mr. Imperial. Your attorney apparently has gotten you a very beneficial deal on this matter. It's going to be a plea on DWI, or is it going to be obstruction?
My understanding
Obstruction,
is that,
Judge. There's a waiver in the obstruction packet that you signed.
All right, so then there is a motion to waive.
Yes, Judge, it's an amendment. It's just adding a count 2, and we would proceed solely on count 2.
Okay, so we're adding count 2. Proceed on count 2.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Any objection to proceeding on count 2, Mr. Kagan?
No objections, Your Honor.
And does the defense waive the 10-day notice of amendment?
We certainly do.
All right. That having been done, I presume, I will ask rather, your plea is going to be a no contest plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, before we proceed, let's talk about deferred adjudication. Deferred adjudication is about a very beneficial probation for you. First of all, when you enter a plea of no contest, the court takes that as a guilty plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
A no contest guilty plea is sufficient for me to convict you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Kagan's got a new deferred adjudication agreement. If I accept the agreement, then I will not find you guilty. And in fact, I will place you on supervision for a period of 12 months. If you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision, then the court will dismiss the case and you will not ever have been convicted of the charge of obstruction of a passageway, highway, or waterway. Is that understood?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
If you fail or refuse to live up to 100% of the conditions, then what happens is the state most likely will ask me to give you notice and bring you in for a hearing. And in my opinion, the evidence is sufficient, I will convict you. And if that happens, then I will look at the entire range of punishment, which in this case would be a fine from $0 all the way to $2,000 and jail from 0 days all the way to 180 days. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Now, when I say the conditions of supervision, being placed on probation, you will have the probation department will read to you the conditions of supervision. You will sign those and they will put a copy in your hands. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, to the charge of obstruction of a passageway, waterway, or highway, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty. Or
He's going to plead no contest, Your Honor.
that's what.
You want to try that again?
Yes.
Nope.
That's up to you, Frank.
No contest, sir.
There you go.
All right. Under the advice of your counsel, you are pleading no contest. The court accepts your plea of no contest. I find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I do not. I am honoring the agreement that, for the most part, I will honor the agreement that you have entered. I will not find you guilty. I will defer that finding, that kind of postpone that finding for 12 months. If you live up to all the conditions, your case will be dismissed and you will not have been convicted. Now, the punishment, how do you support yourself, sir?
I work at HEB.
How long have you worked there?
It's about almost 3 years, about 2.5 and change.
And how are you, what do you earn?
About 1920 right now.
Per hour for 40 hours a week or more?
Per hour, sir. I have 40 hours a week.
Do you have children you support?
No, sir.
All right. Okay. The fine you've agreed to is $500. I'm not going to accept that. You make more money than a lot of people who come in here who have children and make a lot less than you do. But I'll give you some choices in a moment. The agreed one is $500 fine, court cost. 12 months deferred adjudication. You will complete the DWI education program, the Victim Impact Panel Live. You will submit to a TAP evaluation and the recommendations. You will have ignition interlock installed in your vehicle for 1/2 the term minimum, which is 6 months. During that 6 months, you're not to drive any other vehicle other than your own unless you drive a company truck or car. You will perform 48 hours of community service restitution. Your supervisory fee is going to be $47 a month. Your fine will be $800, not $500. Now, I have given you a fine that is greater than what you agreed to. Because I've done that, you have the right to say, no, I don't accept your deal, Judge, and start all over again. That's up to you. In my opinion, you've gotten a very, very good deal, but that's for you and your attorney to decide. If you want to proceed, we'll finish it up now. If you want to discuss with your attorney, if you want to fight over $300 in increase in fine, let's hear it now.
Frank, my suggestion would be to accept the higher fine because everything else as part of this deal is just in our favor.
Yes, that's fine, Your Honor.
All right, then your fine is $800. It is agreed to. Now, you're also ordered to appear in the offices of County Court of Law Number 5 within 7 days for the purpose of having your thumbprint placed on the documents that are required by law. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. So, anything further, Mr. Kagan?
Nothing further from the defense.
Mr. Imperial?
Would it be okay to go tomorrow morning for the thumbprint?
Yes, sir. And by the way, don't leave now. You're going to have to meet with Maricela Luna, who's there in front of you in the orange blouse. She is my court liaison officer. She will explain to you the details of how to get into the probation program. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then, any questions, state?
Nothing further from the state, Judge.
Very good. All right. Then this concludes this particular proceeding. All of you, with the exception of your meeting with Ms. Luna, Mr. Imperial, the rest, all of us are excused. We're in recess until 1:30. Thank you very much, all of you. Be blessed, be well, be safe. Mr. Kagan, Mr.
Thank
Imperial.
you, Judge.
Your Honor.
Always a pleasure being in your court. Frank, you don't sign out of the meeting yet until you meet with probation.
Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Medrano, were you talking to me? Somebody was.
Your Honor, it was me. I just wanted to let you know we're not going to be having the motion to suppress this afternoon. I have just spoken to Mr. Robert Valdez about it.
Okay. All right. Well, then we will, God willing, we'll see each other either today or our scheduled docket tomorrow morning.
Sir, sounds good.
And
Thank
for
you,
those that
Judge.
don't know it, we're going to have at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have a ceremony unveiling the portrait of Judge Garahan, Sarah Garahan, the late over 20-year judge there. All right. We are in recess.
Wait, Judge, I have a couple of questions for you.
I
Marty, can
might
you
have
copy